Alright, this is a basically a quick run over of my Honda Accord 97 Accord EX, as you can see, and just going through all the features and all the bumps and whatever other things you may be concerned about. First things first, the reason why I'm selling this for $800 as opposed to my original buying price is because the brakes are right now they are not functioning. Well, they're functioning, but they're not. They go down to the floor essentially. As you can see, well, I mean, the rotors themselves might have a little dust on them, but they're actually fine. It's the brake system. You can see there's a little bit of rust here, but it's really not that bad. But it's mainly the brake system that's faulty. There's a leak somewhere, or something cracked. I have no idea. But I do know that for sure that the back calipers are not functioning normally. They function with the emergency brake, but just barely. But the brakes are really the only major. Well, the other thing is just an emissions thing, but the brakes are the main issue with the car that prevents it from being driven safely. So if you were to purchase the car, definitely get the brakes replaced. And the unfortunate thing about this model, the 97, is that this specific model, Honda decided to change up the design for how the rotors were attached to the car. So let me brighten this up a bit. So instead of it just being a quick replace job for the front rotors, it's basically attached to the axles. You have to like hammer it out, and it raises. If you do it yourself, it's time consuming, but if you pay for it, it like triples the cost of replacing the brakes. So it's something you want to think about. The ABS system on this as well. One of the sensors on one of the four tires, I'm not sure which one, has gone faulty, but the ABS is not working right now because of that sensor. Other than that, currently, the only other big issue is that the exhaust pipe, let me see if I can brighten this up anymore. As you can see, is currently being held up by bungee cables, and they're on there pretty secure. But there we go. They're on there pretty secure, but the whole pipe itself needs to be replaced because it's split in half at that spot. So it's basically the entire thing is like slowly rusting out. And this car, this isn't the standard pipe. This car was in some sort of accident beforehand, so the pipe is aftermarket. But it'd be pretty simple to replace. I mean, I would just recommend replacing the whole thing though. But other than the brakes and that exhaust pipe, everything runs. Oh, and yeah, and you know, if you're gonna replace the exhaust, you might as well replace the muffler, because I have just like not a stock, but an aftermarket muffler that's kind of loud, but it still functions as a muffler just fine. But other than that, the car itself is in very, very good condition. As you can see, this only has 81,000 miles on it. So, and I got it at 60,000, and it was just, unfortunately, it was just sitting in the garage. So, you know, there might be some hiccups here and there, but for the most part, this thing is in beautiful condition. And there's, because, like I said, it was in some sort of accident, which I'm unaware of, like what exactly happened. There's a slight electrical issue with basically the relay for these two, or for the passenger side on this door, on the driver's side door, prevents it from actually prevents it from taking the window down. So if you want to push the window down, or if you want the window to go down, you have to use the passenger side window control, and the passenger side window control, both of the front windows, actually, yeah, no, both the front windows, because there's an electrical issue somewhere. The front windows just go down slower than the back windows, but they still go down and they go up slower as well. And that's not really noticeable until like winter time, when unfortunately you know, they go up pretty slow. So if you're a little cold, that's why. Trying to think of anything other than that. The windshield was replaced entirely, but whoever did so did not seal it completely 100%. So there's no leakage, and it's not going to crack or anything, and the windshield's not cracked at all. But there's just like a slight whistling sound coming out of the corner over here, and it's at higher speeds it can be kind of annoying, but it definitely doesn't like leak any air in or anything like that. I mean, it's just kind of louder at like 60 miles and up, and it's not like terribly loud, but it's definitely noticeable. Other than that, I honestly can't think of anything else wrong with the car. I'll show you the under the hood so you can get an idea of what this all looks like. So as you can see, everything is, I replaced this radiator myself, so I know it's good, it's brand new. The master cylinder I replaced. The air filter's been replaced. The batteries, I don't think I replaced the battery, but it's still in great condition. Everything else is, you know, it's all good. Spark plugs are okay, all been checked. The tranny fluid's good. I mean, all the fluids are there. And you know, even with the leak being in there, obviously you can see there's still plenty of fluid in here. So somewhere the brakes are, you know, there's something wrong with the brakes that I can't figure out. But that's why this is sitting in my driveway. But yeah, like I said, other than the brakes and the emissions thing with the cracked exhaust, like it's just completely split in half. So you'll definitely want to get that replaced. But $800 when I originally got this for, I bought this for $2,000, I think, and $2,000 for a Honda 97 with only 60,000 miles on it. That was amazing for me, and it was, you know, it still is. Let me turn the car on so you can see how everything's running. As you can hear it, it's a little louder than normal because the whole exhaust pipe thing and the exhaust system. But as you can hear, it runs, and I would take it around the block, but you know, the brakes aren't all too great. So yeah, so everything here is functioning. And if you'll notice, the ABS light isn't on right now, and that's because for some reason it only has trouble when it goes, like after it travels a little bit, then the ABS kicks on, which makes me know it's a sensor thing. You know, it might just be old or something. One of them has to be replaced, and that's just a matter of finding it. But like I said, everything runs, and everything has been running, and there's no electrical issues over here. Everything on this is pretty smooth. So yeah, I would definitely buy this car for $800 because, you know, the reason why I'm selling it is because I don't need it at this point. But $800 for a car with only 81,000 miles on it, and a Honda, I mean, that's a steal for me. So, you know, I would say the repairs, taking into account the front brake issue with, you know, the whole manufacturing design thing, the repairs would probably be around 600 to 1,000, but 1,800 for a car in really good condition is nothing. So I would definitely recommend taking it off my hands. I really don't want to let it go, especially since I put this in here, my stereo. But you know, it's something I don't really need at this point. So moving on. So hope you guys were able to get whatever information you needed out of it. Oh, let me show you the trunk so you can see everything works fine. You know, I popped it open, and it's not like, you know, it doesn't go up as much anymore, but it's super easy to lift. Like you can see, I'm just lifting it with my middle finger. Like it's not like it's completely just dead weight, but you know, you got space, and it won't come with the yoga mat or anything, but it'll come with the tire iron, and I got some extra. You know, you get the spare, and the spare is in really good condition. I got some tools in there. I've got gloves, extra equipment as well. You know, it's everything's in there. Some extra zip ties and whatnot. So that's all in order and in place. So yeah, hope you were able to gain some confidence and hopefully buying the car. All right, catch you guys later.